Within the words you are about to hear lies a hidden exercise, a simple act of repetition that, if done as instructed, could transform your life entirely. It is not poetic. It is not theory. It is law. And if you will truly listen, not merely hear, but observe as a student of success, then tonight may be the night your life begins to change forever. This exercise, if practiced with faith and decision, will plant in you the identity of the man you were born to become. It will dissolve confusion. It will silence doubt. It will awaken in you the magnetic force of purpose, and it will begin reshaping your results from the inside out. If you follow this truth, you may experience something few ever do. You will begin to wake with confidence instead of dread. You will feel joy returning where heaviness once ruled. You will stop second-guessing and begin acting with calm resolve. You will draw opportunities that once seemed distant, and you will begin to believe, genuinely believe, that you were made for something higher. But be warned, if you drift, if you dismiss this message as common, if you merely nod along without implementing this law of identity, then life will continue as it has. You will continue to speak weakness instead of strength. You will continue to affirm limitation instead of power. You will go to sleep each night planting seeds of failure, and those seeds, make no mistake, will grow. I urge you, do not just let this play while your thoughts wander. Pay attention, watch every line, absorb every word. There is power in this message if you listen with the intent to obey. This is not motivation, this is instruction. This is the science of belief applied with precision to the most powerful moment of your day, the moment before sleep. So ask yourself now before we begin, am I ready to listen as if my future depends on it? Because it does. Now let us begin. The final words you speak each evening may determine the man you become tomorrow. Do not take this lightly. As the day fades and your mind begins to quiet, a sacred window opens, one where the conscious guard softens, and the subconscious, that silent architect of destiny, becomes open to receive instruction. In those quiet minutes before you drift into sleep, your mind is no longer analyzing, questioning, resisting. It is absorbing. This is the fertile soil, and the words you plant in that soil take root without protest. That is why the bedtime hour is not to be wasted. It is your private audience with infinite intelligence through your own subconscious. Autosuggestion is the practice of deliberately feeding belief into the subconscious through repeated thought. Not once, not occasionally, but night after night, word after word, until belief is born through repetition. As I have written before, any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. This is not some poetic metaphor. It is a law. The same way that gravity does not ask for your agreement, this law does not require your permission. It only requires your participation. And every man is participating, whether he knows it or not. The only question is, are you planting weeds or wheat? The law of attraction is no mystery to the man who understands this principle. It is the reflection of mental patterns. It brings to you not what you wish for, but what you believe with consistency. And your belief is built by what you think, what you say, what you feel, over and over again. This is where the law of cosmic habit force enters. Thought, repeated long enough, becomes habit. Habit, acted upon, becomes identity. Identity produces results. You do not get what you occasionally affirm. You get what you persistently command. That is why going to sleep with thoughts of worry is not harmless. It is harmful. It is planting weeds of fear that will strangle your potential. But if you go to sleep speaking confidence, repeating power, visualizing victory, you sow authority into the silent workshop of your soul. Edison understood this. He would work late into the night, holding the image of the incandescent light in his mind. He knew that even while his body slept, his mind would continue working on the problem. His evening thoughts became blueprints carried into the realm of sleep. So I command you, do not let your final words be complaint, let them be command. Do not speak of what is, speak of what shall be. Speak as the man you are becoming, not as the man you have been. This is your chance to instruct the subconscious, not to reflect your fears. Understand this. The final thoughts of the evening replay in the mind through the night. They echo, they imprint, they instruct, they rehearse, and eventually they become. That is why you must take this message seriously. This is no ordinary practice. It is not a bedtime ritual for comfort. It is a nightly instruction to the subconscious, a spiritual law in action. You are about to learn 7 phrases that will change the course of your thinking, your emotions, your identity, and ultimately your entire life. These are not chants, they are commands. You will choose them for yourself, and you will repeat them until they become you. And do not take this lightly. What you repeat, you believe. What you believe, you become. And what you become, you will live. Say this aloud tonight. As I sleep, my belief grows stronger. My identity is shaped by my repeated commands. I plant faith, and I reap destiny. Autosuggestion is the tool by which man may seize control of his own destiny. Self-suggestion, I have said, is the agency of control through which an individual may voluntarily feed his subconscious mind on thoughts of a creative nature. You are not a victim of fate, you are a servant of thought. And through autosuggestion, you may become its master. Your subconscious is not concerned with truth or falsehood. It does not debate. It does not judge. It simply accepts what is repeated with feeling. That is the key, with feeling. Whatever is said aloud with repetition and emotion, especially in the quiet hours before sleep, becomes law to the subconscious mind. You must understand this plainly. Most men do not program belief. They program doubt, not deliberately, but through negligence. They fall asleep each night rehearsing what did not work, what went wrong, what they fear, what they lack. And in so doing, they instruct their subconscious to expect more of the same. They think these are harmless murmurs, passing thoughts, whispers of fatigue, but they are commands, unconscious commands, and they are obeyed nonetheless. Because the subconscious does not distinguish between what is true and what is repeated. It only asks, how often have you told me this? This is the secret that separates the drifter from the determined. The drifting man reacts to life and repeats the reactions. The determined man commands his inner world and repeats only that which builds him. The technique you are about to learn is simple in structure but infinite in power. Each night before sleep, you will speak aloud 7 phrases. Each one begins, I'm the type of person who, and you will follow those words with the identity you choose to become. This is not flattery. This is not empty encouragement. It is identity programming, the law of self-command put into deliberate action. You must speak these phrases aloud. Why aloud? Because spoken word has weight. Thought remains in the abstract, but speech enters the physical. And what is heard with emotion begins to mold belief. The subconscious responds most to repetition and sound. Example, I'm the type of person who is decisive. The more you say it, the more your mind aligns with the image. Your posture changes. Your tone sharpens. Your actions become more immediate. You become the command you have issued. The mind becomes the words it hears. If it hears strength, it starts to act with strength. If it hears weakness, it begins to shrink. That is why you must be careful not only with what you say, but with what you hear. This is not new. This principle is embedded in my self-confidence formula in Think and Grow Rich. I instructed the reader to repeat daily that he believes in himself, in his definite chief aim, in his unwavering faith. Why? Because no belief becomes reality unless it is first planted through autosuggestion. The mistake most men make is this. They try to change their outcomes without changing their identity. They say, I want to be rich, while continuing to think like a pauper. They say, I want confidence, while repeating doubt. They say, I want change, while reinforcing the old identity every night before sleep. This exercise will not allow you to do that. It forces you to declare, I am the type of person who, and in doing so, it draws a line between the man you have been and the man you choose to become. You are not affirming outcomes. You are affirming the source of outcomes. You are planting identity, not results. And when identity changes, behavior must follow. Speak these phrases not with wishful thinking, but with decision. Say them not as a beggar hoping to be chosen, but as a master instructing his inner world to obey. Say them slowly. Say them with emotion. Say them with your chest full and your spirit alert. Let the words shape you. I am the type of person who lives by faith. I am the type of person who acts by purpose. I am the type of person who repeats only that which builds power. This is how you rewire belief. This is how you overwrite fear. This is how you install a new identity that reflects your deepest aim. And once this identity is spoken enough times, it will begin to feel familiar. Once it feels familiar, it will become natural. Once it becomes natural, it will become you. This is not self-help. This is self-mastery. This is not motivation. This is mental legislation. Your tongue writes the law your subconscious will follow. Make no mistake, if you do not command it, someone else will. You are now the architect of your internal world. Speak as such. Choose your identity like a sculptor chooses form. Declare it like a king issues decree. Repeat it like a warrior sharpening steel. Because when you wake tomorrow, you will not just wake to the day. You will wake as the man you spoke into being the night before. Now say this aloud before we continue. I am the type of person who commands belief. I install confidence. I shape destiny. I do not speak weakness. I repeat identity until it becomes law. Your results are not random. Your life is not a sequence of disconnected events. Your relationships, your finances, your health, your voice, your posture, your courage, all are the visible fruit of an invisible identity. That identity is not given. It is installed, and it is installed through repetition of belief. Most men never examine the identity they've accepted. They speak of luck, timing, or misfortune. But the truth is simpler. They are reaping what they have repeatedly called themselves. And when you realize that, when you see that what you are is the result of what you've spoken, you will understand your power to transform it. You are not your circumstance. You are not your past. You are not what they called you. You are not the sum of your failures. You are not what fear whispered in your weakest hour. You are what you have repeated to yourself with emotion, day after day, week after week, year after year. That is why most men who try to change only change for a moment. They try to alter behavior without first altering identity. They try to earn more while still believing they are broke. They try to command respect while seeing themselves as less. They try to act boldly while clinging to the identity of the timid. Let me give you this eternal law. Behavior follows belief, and belief follows repetition. Do not expect your actions to rise above your identity. First, raise your identity. Then your actions will rise to match it. This is why the nightly repetition of I'm the type of person who is so transformative. It bypasses surface-level goals and cuts into the root of behavior, self-concept. And once your self-concept changes, everything else begins to obey it. Let us consider Abraham Lincoln. He was not born confident. He failed in business. He lost elections. He was mocked, doubted, and dismissed. But through persistent speeches, letters to himself, moments of solitude, and unwavering moral resolve, he forged an identity of calm power, of strength under fire. He did not wake up a leader, he became one. Because identity is not a gift, it is a construction. And every word, every action, every repeated thought is a brick in the foundation of who you become. This is why your declarations at night matter more than anything you do during the day. because they train the mind to believe. They tell your subconscious what kind of man you are. And once the subconscious believes that, it begins to build a life to match it. Do not say, I want to be confident. Say, I am the type of person who walks in calm confidence. Do not say, I hope to succeed. Say, I am the type of person who succeeds through clarity and action. Do not say, I wish I had more discipline. Say, I am the type of person who keeps his word and acts with resolve. This is not fantasy. This is faith applied through autosuggestion. You are feeding belief to the only part of your mind that can alter your permanent behavior, the subconscious. And when the subconscious changes, your entire life structure begins to shift. Understand this, your subconscious must be fed. It will either eat what you give it deliberately, or it will consume the doubts, criticisms, and distractions of the world. But eat it will. The only question is, what shall you serve it? You must install the identity of the man you wish to be, not once, not twice, but every single night until it becomes so familiar that you no longer repeat it out of effort, but out of instinct. And how is this done? By choosing the identity traits you desire, speaking them aloud, feeling them in your spirit, seeing them in your mind, believing them with decision, and repeating them without interruption. This is how the law of cosmic habit force begins to operate in your favor. You are training the mind through sacred repetition. You are not dabbling. You are not experimenting. You are conditioning belief until it becomes your natural state. This is why the world cannot stop a man who has programmed himself to win. He no longer needs motivation. He moves from identity. He no longer questions his ability. He acts because he believes, and he believes because he has repeated belief so many times that he cannot unbelieve it. Let me leave you with this command tonight. Stop treating identity like chance. Treat it like a tool. Shape it, speak it, command it, build it, then live it. Say this aloud with full voice and decision. I believe in the man I speak myself to be. Each word becomes my law. Each law becomes my habit. Each habit builds my result. Now that you understand the power of repetition, the influence of identity, and the openness of the subconscious mind before sleep, it is time to construct your 7 phrases. These are not mere lines. They are the seed of your transformation. Spoken night after night, they shall become the law of your life. Each phrase begins with the structure, I'm the type of person who... This is no accident. These words instruct the mind to adopt identity, not to beg for outcomes. You are not wishing, hoping, or requesting. You are declaring who you are becoming. And let me be clear, you must choose your own 7. I will not give you a script to mimic. This must come from you. These traits must reflect the man you are committed to becoming, not merely interested in, but fully resolved to become. When you say, I'm the type of person who is confident, you are not lying. You are speaking faith ahead of evidence. You are programming the root. When that belief takes hold, confidence will rise as a natural result. Now, I must caution you, do not include negatives in your declarations. Never speak of what you are not. The subconscious mind does not interpret no, not, or don't as rejection. It interprets all repetition as direction. Therefore, do not say, I'm the type of person who does not drift. Instead, say, I'm the type of person who is decisive. Do not say, I'm the type of person who is not distracted. Instead, say, I'm the type of person who is focused. Do not say, I'm the type of person who avoids delay. Instead, say, I'm the type of person who moves into action right away. Always affirm what you are becoming, not what you are trying to avoid. The mind follows what is spoken most clearly and most often. Make sure you are planting certainty, not contradiction. Speak traits of character. Speak traits of belief. Speak traits of action. You may declare qualities like, I'm the type of person who builds wealth with purpose. I'm the type of person who speaks calmly and leads others. I'm the type of person who keeps his word. I'm the type of person who acts immediately on inspired thought. I'm the type of person who creates peace wherever I go. I'm the type of person who leads with confidence and clarity. When you choose, be definite, be exact. Do not say, I'm the type of person who is better. Better than what? Better than whom? Be specific, be rooted, be bold. And once chosen, do not change them daily. Keep them constant. Let the repetition engrave them. Let the mind begin to bend reality to the words you keep saying. Write your 7 on paper. Place them by your bed. Read them aloud with clarity and certainty. Let them become more than statements. Let them become your identity manual, a mirror of who you choose to be, not who you used to be. And speak them not as theory, but as command. Say them not for comfort, but for construction. Do not wonder if they are working. They are. That is the nature of repetition. It does not ask for proof. It becomes the proof. Now let me give you a great example from history. Henry Ford. He was not born with machinery. He was not born with millions. But he kept repeating silently to himself over and over again that he could do it, that his idea would work, that he was capable of creating something no man had built before. They called him mad. They told him it couldn't be done. But because he kept repeating belief, he became a magnet for the very actions and people that would make it real. That is the law. And that law works for you if you obey it. So take your pen tonight. Choose your traits with care. Do not rush. Choose traits that stir your spirit. Traits that represent the man you will stand before your Creator and say, that was me. I became what I was called to become. Speak your identity until it becomes your instinct. Speak your truth until it becomes your tone. Speak your command until it becomes your character. Say this now and say it slowly. Each word I speak is law. Each phrase I choose builds me. Each night I become more of who I have decided to be. The power of this method lies not only in the phrases themselves, but in how you use them. Precision is the ally of transformation. Vague effort yields vague results, but consistent, deliberate practice builds permanent identity. That is why your evening ritual must become sacred, non-negotiable. Set aside 10 to 20 minutes before sleep. Make this your final act of the day. Turn off every distraction. Close every mental window that does not serve your aim. You are not preparing to sleep. You are preparing to instruct your soul. And the soul obeys repetition with emotion. Stand or sit upright. Do not lie down yet. The body must remain alert to signal the mind that this is a time of command. You are not drifting. You are directing. You are not wondering. You are instructing. Speak each of your 7 phrases aloud, not in a whisper, not in a monotone, but in a voice of authority. These are the words that will write tomorrow's beliefs into the walls of your mind. Speak as if you were declaring law, because that is exactly what you are doing. Say each phrase at least 3 to 5 times, more if necessary. Say it until you feel it. Say it until the voice in your head starts to sound like the man you want to become. And if it feels uncomfortable, good, that means the old identity is being broken. Let us make it real. You might say, I'm the type of person who acts immediately on inspired thought. Then pause. Let that idea settle. Then say it again with even more clarity, even more force. Let your subconscious hear certainty, not doubt. After you speak the phrase, close your eyes briefly. Visualize yourself living that truth. See yourself moving, speaking, deciding, walking as that man. Do not rush this. One picture in the mind is worth 1,000 spoken words if it is felt with intensity. Do not mumble. Do not recite. Declare. Your tone must not be casual. It must carry power. This is not the voice of a beggar. This is the voice of a man laying the foundation of his identity for generations to come. And remember this, the subconscious mind does not understand someday. It only understands what is repeated now. So do not say, I will become. Say, I am the type of person who, That is identity. That is faith. That is alignment with spiritual law. If your mind wanders, and it will, return to the phrase. Say it again. Sharpen the image. Reset your attention. Each moment of focus is a deposit into the bank of belief, and that bank compounds interest silently and powerfully. After you have spoken all 7 phrases, repeat this final affirmation with complete presence. As I sleep, these truths take root. I am becoming the man I declare. I will wake stronger, clearer, and more definite. Then go to sleep. Do not question. Do not overthink. Do not speak idle words. Let silence finish what you began. Let your last conscious message carry into the night, where the subconscious will go to work. Edison knew this. Before sleeping, he would hold a question in mind, a problem to solve. Then he would go to sleep with the absolute faith that the answer would come. His faith turned the sleeping hours into labor for invention, and the mind, being the obedient servant, delivered it. You too can make your sleep productive, not by force, but by repetition. Not by stress, but by spiritual order. And the order you give is the identity you claim. Let me give you a truth few men understand. If you do not deliberately give your mind a focus before sleep, it will replay the day. It will replay complaints, regrets, fears, and doubts. And the next day, it will magnify them. But if you end your day in power, you begin your next day in direction. That is why this nightly practice is not optional for the man who chooses greatness. It is the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. So make this your ritual, your ceremony, your sacred rite. 7 identity phrases, spoken aloud, repeated with emotion, sealed in silence, and sent into sleep. And when practiced nightly, consistently, without interruption, without negotiation, you will begin to see changes not just in your thinking, but in your decisions, your tone, your posture, your presence. This is the power of identity repetition. This is the law of autosuggestion in motion. This is the way of the few who choose to rise. Say this now and mean it. Each night, I reprogram my destiny. I speak with conviction. I sleep with clarity. I rise with purpose. You have begun a process that only the disciplined few ever carry to completion. Most men dabble. They attempt for a night or two. They forget. They drift. But the man who repeats his new identity with faith and decision each night for 30 days will witness a quiet revolution within himself. The first few nights may feel unnatural. You may feel awkward, uncertain, or even resistant. This is not failure. It is friction. Your old self is protesting because your declarations are tearing down walls that held your mind in quiet slavery for years. Do not let discomfort stop you. Let it confirm that change has begun. You are not repeating for comfort. You are repeating for command. Identity cannot be installed with ease. It must be burned into the subconscious through daily intentional effort, spoken with clarity and imagined with emotion. By the 7th day, your thoughts will begin to shift. You will find yourself thinking in the direction of your phrases. If you declared decisiveness, you will begin to notice hesitation and reject it. If you declared focus, you will become aware of distraction and correct it. By the 10th day, you will begin to feel stronger, not because your life has changed, but because your belief is beginning to grow roots. The moment belief takes root, life begins to bend around it. The outer world starts to obey the inner command. By the 15th day, you will feel it in your choices, the food you eat, the words you speak, the people you tolerate, the actions you delay or no longer delay. You will begin to act as the man you have been repeating. This is not coincidence. This is identity in motion. You will see how quickly the world shifts, not because the world changed, but because you did. The man who commands himself nightly walks into the next day with a mind already programmed for action. He does not drift. He does not hesitate. He moves with quiet confidence because he rehearsed belief while others slept in doubt. By day 20, your words will begin to sound different. You will no longer just speak the identity phrases out of discipline. They will begin to feel natural, inevitable, truthful. And when that shift happens, the subconscious stops resisting. It begins creating. Now the law of cosmic habit force is at work. Your repetition is forming habit. Your habit is forming character. Your character is forming destiny. And all of it began not with effort, but with nightly repetition. By day 30, you will look back and realize that something profound has shifted. Your posture will feel different. Your tone will sound more certain. Your emotions will feel more controlled. Your planning will be tighter. Your belief stronger. You will begin to say things like, "That doesn't sound like me anymore," when old habits knock at the door. And you will be right. That man is no longer welcome in the house of your mind. You have spoken your way out of that identity. But beware. Do not stop here. This is not the finish line. This is the foundation. Identity is not built in bursts. It is built in daily bricks. If you stop now, the old identity will begin whispering again, and you must not let it. You must continue. You must declare until it becomes unbreakable. Understand this deeply. Repetition is mastery. The subconscious mind does not respond to variety. It responds to certainty, and certainty is built through consistency. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith. There is no shortcut. There is only decision, repetition, and faith. So if you have come this far, go all the way. Let the 30 days become 90. Let 90 become a year. Let this become who you are, not what you do. Declare this with force and faith tonight. I continue this practice without delay. I grow in repetition. I strengthen belief. I live the identity I declare. To your transformation is not failure. It is drifting. The moment you begin to relax your repetition, the moment you say, "I've got it now," the moment you skip the evening ritual, you are beginning the descent back into the ordinary. Drifting does not arrive like a storm. It whispers like a breeze. It tells you to skip one night, then another. It says, "It's not a big deal." And soon the words you once declared with power have been replaced by silence, distraction, and indecision, and the old self quietly returns. You must understand the seriousness of this. In Outwitting the devil said, "I control men by making them drift." The devil does not steal your mind. He waits until you stop commanding it. He waits until you abandon repetition. He waits until you forget who you are becoming. Drifting is the disease of the undisciplined. It does not punish with pain. It punishes with regret. And you will not even notice it until you have wandered far from the power you once possessed. That is why the daily ritual of repetition must become your law, not your option. Your law. The subconscious does not pause. It does not wait. It continues to absorb whatever is repeated. And if you do not give it commands, the world will. The noise, the fear, the criticism, the culture, it will reprogram you in silence. And you won't know it's happening until your results reflect your disobedience. That is why you must guard your evenings, protect your repetition, defend your declarations. These phrases are more than words. They are the armor of your mind. Without them, you are exposed to every influence that seeks to weaken your belief. Do not skip. Do not delay. Do not postpone. Even when tired, speak them. Even when busy, repeat them. Even when uninspired, declare them, especially then, because discipline is not measured by what you do when it's easy. Discipline is proven when you do it without excuse. Say aloud, "I do not drift. I do not delay. I do not doubt. I repeat truth. I become belief. I live in obedience to purpose." Let me show you how drifting begins. A man builds belief for 21 days. He feels stronger. He begins to change. But then he says, "I'm doing well. I'll take a night off." That night turns into 3, then a week, then a month. The momentum is lost. The voice of doubt returns. The old habits reappear. and he wonders why he feels like his old self again. The answer is simple. He stopped repeating, he stopped affirming, he stopped commanding his identity, and the subconscious, having no new instructions, reverted to the last known identity. But not you. You will not drift. You have come too far. You understand now that consistency is the only true power. You will speak these phrases every night, not because it feels good, but because it builds good. And you are no longer interested in comfort. You are devoted to transformation. Remind yourself daily, I do this not for entertainment, but for elevation. I am becoming the man of my aim. Make the evening ritual non-negotiable. Let it become as natural as breathing. Let it become your anchor in storm, your compass in darkness, your light in doubt. These words you speak, they are your home. Do not leave them, because drifting is always waiting. The moment you lose vigilance, it returns. The moment you stop building, the world begins eroding. And that is why repetition is not just your habit. It must become your identity. Declare this now. I repeat belief. I defend repetition. I remain vigilant. I reject drift. I build daily. I rise eternally. You have walked this far. You have understood the law. You have felt its truth. Now you stand at the moment of decision. This is not a moment to delay. This is the moment to command. For all learning ends in action, and all action begins in decision. Tonight is the night you declare your 7. Get your pen, get your paper. Do not wait. Do not postpone. Do not say, I'll do it tomorrow. You will not be more ready tomorrow. The man who delays in purpose delays his destiny. Write now. Declare now. Build now. You will write 7 identity phrases, each beginning with, I'm the type of person who... These phrases are not affirmations of fantasy. They are declarations of the man you are becoming. Do not ask, is this true? Ask, will this become true by my decision, my faith, and my repetition? If the answer is yes, then write it. You must choose traits that command your spirit. Do not write what others expect. Do not copy what sounds clever. Write what you feel with fire. Traits that stir your bones. Traits that reflect your highest potential, not your current habits. Write as one who builds a temple, not a journal entry. These are the walls of your identity. You shall live inside what you declare. So be exact, be intentional, be bold. Here are a few examples you may consider, not to mimic, but to inspire. I'm the type of person who is calm under pressure. I'm the type of person who earns wealth with purpose. I'm the type of person who acts with decisiveness. I'm the type of person who commands respect through integrity. I'm the type of person who wakes early and moves with energy. I'm the type of person who finishes what he begins. I'm the type of person who speaks with conviction and purpose. I'm the type of person who believes even before there is evidence. Once you've written your 7, post them where your eyes will meet them daily. Keep them near your bed. Keep them in your journal. Keep them in your soul. Let them follow you through day and night. They are not lines. They are instructions to the subconscious. Each night you will speak them aloud, slowly, clearly, repeatedly, not with hesitation, with fire, with belief, with absolute conviction that you are planting something eternal. Speak each phrase at least 3 to 5 times. After each one, close your eyes. Visualize the truth you have spoken. See yourself being it, living it, moving in it. If you feel nothing, speak it again. If doubt creeps in, speak it again. If your mind wanders, speak it again. You are not rehearsing. You are reprogramming. You are not playing pretend. You are declaring truth ahead of time. That is the nature of faith. That is the foundation of power. That is the only path to transformation. Understand this now. This exercise is not about one night. It is about every night. You do not win by intensity. You win by consistency. You win by discipline. You win by repetition. Repetition is the chisel. Belief is the hammer. Identity is the sculpture. The man who speaks with belief each night becomes the man who walks in power each day. It is not magic. It is law, the law of cosmic habit force. What is repeated with faith becomes habit, and habit becomes destiny. So do not ask, how long will this take? Ask, how long am I willing to repeat truth until I become it? And the answer must be until. There is no finish line in identity. There is only becoming, only refining, only building. Tonight you will begin. You will not wait. You will not delay. You will not hesitate. You will speak with power. And you will repeat until the world you see reflects the man you declared. Say this aloud now with clarity, with fire, with certainty. As I sleep, these commands take root. I am no longer who I was. I become who I declare. I rise with decision. I repeat until transformed. Say it again and again and again until it no longer sounds like hope but like identity. You have studied the method. You have understood the principle. You have witnessed the power, and now you must act. Without action, knowledge is nothing but smoke. But when acted upon, it becomes fire. So tonight, choose your 7, write them, speak them, plant them, and do it again tomorrow and the next day, until you no longer say them from memory, but from nature, until you no longer recite them, but live them. And let this be your final declaration, one that you may speak every night if your spirit agrees. The law is working. I am commanding it with speech, belief, and repetition. I become the man I declare because I speak it until I believe it, and I believe it until I live it. This is the beginning of a new mind, a new voice, a new man. Say your 7, repeat them with power, and rise as one who no longer drifts, but decides.